We're going to take a look today at doing some of your research for your Accounting 201 project. Good way to start is through the library at OC Tech. And if you go into Student Resources and into the library, you will see various things. And there is what is called a LibGuide made up for you, which puts the databases that you need right on one screen. You can go into the all databases that the library has and get to the same things, but that's all not so nice and sorted out for you. Okay, so we go down here where it says use the guides below. And of course, we're in the Business, Accounting, and Economics section, and here's your class, Accounting 201. Now, when you click on this, and of course, this video is done in 2020. If the screen looks a little bit different in the year that you're looking at it, it'll still be somewhat similar. Here is a PDF showing your assignment that is typed up as to what you are required to do. And then here are a variety of databases that the library pays to have, and various other things where you can get some news. Okay, down here at the bottom they have put a whole list of various websites that would be useful for searching for your particular company that you want to do your research on. So if you first of all start with, say, howthemarketworks.com, where you're actually doing your trading, and kind of peek around in there, they have all kinds of stuff in there. And they can kind of give you some ideas of some companies that maybe you think, okay, I'm going to limit it down to these few companies. I'm going to do a little more research and then pick the one that I'm really going to do the heavy research on. Or maybe you pick one right from the get-go. But the whole point of this is that you're going to do a bunch of research on that company and then go ahead and use that research to make your trades. Okay, so one of the best databases here is Business Source Premier, and another one is Company Profiles. Okay, so if we go into Company Profile, say, up here in the search box, we could put General Motors. And it gives us a couple of different things. Now, the General Motors Financial Company is an offshoot that does the financing for people who want to buy cars. So here's General Motors Company. That would be the actual company. So you would click on this market line report, and you can scroll down. Okay, there's a table of contents, and we can see that there's an overview, some key facts, a description of their business and products, a history of the company, who are the key employees, like top management, and their biographies, their major products and services, SWOT analysis. I'm sure you've had Management 101 by now, so you know this is the strengths and weaknesses and opportunities and threats that affect that particular industry and that company, and this is an analysis of those things. Here are their top competitors, and a company view, and locations and subsidiaries. So as you go through here, this gives you all kinds of good information. Okay, so let's go back and look at Big Business Source Premier. And again, I'll put in General Motors. Now, this has a lot of similar stuff. So here's like where I can just get the SWOT analysis, say. And it might be actually a different SWOT analysis than what was in the market line report. Okay, so here's various different research things, okay, that you could take a look at and get some information about GM and what's going on right now. They have various newspaper things, so you could go into one of these. Of course, that's a lot of that's going to have already come up on the previous. Okay, so here's some various recent things, and you could take a look at some of those. Primarily in this top section here, if you were to look in Business Source Premier and the company profiles, you would have done some good research on that company, and particularly with the company profiles and reading all through those. You would also want to, you are signed up for the Wall Street Journal, and within that Wall Street Journal, you have the ability to put in and say, okay, I'm interested in General Motors. Then they will send you a text or an email every time there's a story about General Motors. They'll let you know, okay, on such and such a day, we got a story. And that would be a highly sought after thing too. Okay? Because a lot of times the price of the stock is going to go up and down based on stuff that's happening right now. Not just general overall stuff, but of course you need to know the general overall stuff as well. Now down here on this bottom section is various websites that could help you. Now the Securities and Exchange Commission and EDGAR, they're the same thing. The library didn't realize that, and they just stuck them as two different things. But either one, this is where every public company needs to upload their CPA, audited, end of the year, fiscal year financial statements. Have to be uploaded on there. Plus, they're required to do quarterly things in between times. Forbes, here this provides some ratios and returns for the companies. Hoover's, there is a free Hoover, so it tells you don't create an account, okay? There is a Hoover's where you have to pay for it, and that has huge quantities of information. If you were going to go into being an analyst or being a stockbroker or something like that, you would want access to Hoover's, because that's going to tell you a lot of information, okay, on the industry, on different competitors, on their current ratio, their working capital, and all those kinds of things that you would be able to use to really be able to compare one company to another. Here, it'll just be a little bit of stuff, okay? Here's investor.gov, gives you some guidance in the basics of investing. So this whole thing is new to you and you feel a little uncomfortable, then this might be something. Howthemarketworks.com also has a lot of this kind of things, little tutorials, so that you can learn stuff. Here's a Wall Street Journal where you can look up a company as well. and yourhowthemarketworks.com. So all these websites are here for you. So let's take a look at Edgar. Okay, and you can put in the name of the company all spelled out, or the ticker symbol. Okay, the ticker symbol for General Motors is GM. Okay, and when I bring this up, you can see all of the stuff, and it's just like, oh my gosh, what is it I'm supposed to do with this? Now, the official end of the fiscal year filings of their financial statements with the notes to the financial statements and the fact that it was audited, that is called a 10K. Okay, so you see here these 8Ks, you see a 10Q. Okay, so we need to keep going down till we find the 10K. Or you can, of course, put in the filing type. I can put in 10K, and here's all the last years of 10K. Okay, so this one at the top is the most recent one. It was filed on February 5th of 2020. Okay, and so we can take a look, and we can click on Documents. Okay, and this shows the various documents. We want, let's see, I think we want this first one. Okay, so this is the Form 10K that they have filed with the SEC. And Edgar is the online part of the SEC where these things are filed. And so they're not pretty or anything. They're just, and they all look the same. Okay? No, doesn't matter what company, it's going to look just like this. Okay? Now, Item 8, when you get down into the next page, Item 8 is the financial statements. Okay? And here they had the income statement, statement of comprehensive income, which is sort of an extension of the income statement. We'll learn more about that when in Accounting 202. Here's the balance sheet, the statement of cash flows, and a statement of equity. Okay, so all the ones we're familiar with other than comprehensive income. And so it just, obviously, GMs are a lot more complex than what we've worked on. Okay, so if you go across here, here's, you can't see it in the screen, but you just go straight across where it says financial statements, and you will see a page number, and you click on that, and it takes you straight. Here's the consolidated income statements. You want to make sure it says in millions. That means, except per share amounts, so in millions means I got to add 6 zeros. Okay, so always the most current year's financial statement, which is 2019, and their fiscal year ends on December 31st, 2019, okay? And we got to add 6 zeros to this. So here's their net sales, and the first one is automotive, which is their main thing they're in business for, is to sell cars. So that's 122,697. I got to add 6 zeros to that. So that's 122,697,000,000, and they've obviously just rounded it up to the nearest million. Okay, so and then here's GM Financial. That's extra income that they get from doing their own financing and stuff like that. Here's their costs is next, costs and